Hello all. I have never posted anything on Reddit before, so this is a first. Sorry in advance for the long story, I just think context is important here. I, 21 male, cheated on my girlfriend, 21 female, days after we decided to go on a break. To clarify, it is cheating because we mutually agreed to stay exclusive. I have been with this girl for 2 years, on and off. We go to the same university, and we dated long distance in summer 2024, and I broke it off with her for personal reasons, but not in the best way. Later, in 2025, I came back to her because I had been mourning us, thought that it was a timing and circumstantial issue that was no longer relevant, and I knew she was the only girl to ever truly love me back. I really enjoyed our time together. I was always incredibly inspired by her, so I thought we could give it another try. She agreed to get back with me and had been together until December. It was a little rocky at the start as there was still some resentment unresolved, but I truly did the work to prove myself. However, the months following July became very tumultuous as I was having issues with a lot of what she was doing. She was often very mean to me, combative, wouldn't respect my boundaries, and would never say sorry for anything she did. We got to a point where we were bickering every single day, and one night I reached my breaking point. I hid this for a week or two, and then eventually she fished out of me how I truly felt at a very inconvenient time school-wise, but I told her I thought we should break up. This night was very traumatic for the both of us, but we eventually agreed to take a break over our winter break. We also agreed to remain exclusive during this. Unfortunately, a few days into our break, my friends and I threw a party where I got blackout drunk and I made out with a girl in a moment of heartbreak and idiocy. It was short, but she spent the night, and when I woke up, I didn't even remember doing it. I was so sick I threw up multiple times that day, and decided I needed to start therapy. We communicated a bit during our break, and I never told her. I was also very likely going to break up when we got back, and I made it pretty clear that was the direction it was heading. About a week ago, a friend who was there that night asked me about the exclusivity factor, and I was honest with him about it. He was very concerned and said that he would tell her if I didn't break up with her immediately. This was already my plan, so I broke up her immediately but still did not tell her about the incident. A few days later, that friend texted me early in the morning to tell me that he told her himself and that he no longer wanted to be my friend for reasons he refused to disclose. They were unrelated to the cheating. Me and the friend had a huge argument over text, and I was crashing out so bad that I drove out to a nearby reservoir prepared to take my own life. I realized I could never do something that selfish, but clearly I could be selfish enough to cheat. So I'm now struggling with understanding who I am and what my morals are. Because our friend groups are so intertwined, my entire social circle has been torn out from under me, and I have locked myself in my room for days awaiting my next therapy appointment. I am not looking for anybody's grace, kindness, or compassion. I simply do not know what to do with myself. I think the right thing to do would have been to come clean with her about it in the first place, but I didn't want to add on to her pain. We shared blame in the issues during our relationship, but the majority of the time, she was the perpetrator of conflict. I swear I am not trying to deflect blame onto others, that's just true. However, I am more than aware that I was the sole perpetrator of this cheating incident. I have no illusions about that. I feel absolutely disgusting, ashamed, and embarrassed. In lying to her and my friends, I lost them all at once, and I just don't know what to do with myself. I think my friend could have come to me beforehand and forced me to tell her myself, and I would have done it. I know that it isn't his responsibility or job to, but as someone who has claimed to be one of my closest friends for years, you would think there would be more of an effort on his part. I never meant to put him in that situation, but I thought we were close enough for him to be able to come to me about it before doing anything himself. But, alas, we are here, and the past is the past. Does anybody have any advice on how to grow after doing something like this? Me and the girl are no longer speaking or communicating, and we will likely never speak again. Same goes for my friend. I feel like I lost everything in an instant. I took full responsibility and accountability, regrettably only after being outed. I came clean to everyone I know, including my family. I was already distraught with myself following the incident. I figured that I didn't want to permanently damage her more by telling her about it. Maybe confession is the only route to true accountability? I don't know. My questions are the following. How do I grow? How do I change? What can I do, especially after losing my support structure? How do I bear the weight of my own actions? How do I productively mourn losing her now? And how do I productively mourn myself? Thank you, and I am sorry, especially to her if she ends up here reading this.